I am Dr. S.R. Haq, ex-principal Any Railway Senior Secondary School. I have started a lecture series on alkyl and aryl halides, and on the previous turn, I have finished the preparation of alkyl halide. Now, today we shall discuss with you about the properties of alkyl halide. Properties of alkyl halides. The most important thing about which we have to discuss in the physical properties is about the comparison of the boiling point, melting point among the various alkyl halides, and also its comparison with the corresponding alcohols and the corresponding hydrocarbons, and further their solubility, and then their dipole moment. So first of all, we shall take the case of boiling point and melting point. Whenever we consider or compare the melting or boiling point of the organic compound, we consider three factors. The first factor on the basis of which we decide the boiling point is hydrogen bond. You know that organic compounds are covalent in nature, and therefore their melting and boiling point will be lower in comparison to that of the ionic compound. But there are certain organic compounds in which hydrogen bonding is found, and such compounds have been found to have higher boiling point in comparison to those compounds which do not show. So, compounds showing hydrogen bonding have higher boiling point than the compounds which do not show. Now, how do you know that which compound shows hydrogen bonding and which does not show? That compound shows hydrogen bonding in which hydrogen is directly attached either with oxygen or with nitrogen or with fluorine, the high electronegative atoms. So, compounds containing hydrogen atom directly attached with nitrogen, oxygen or fluorine show hydrogen bond. And such compounds are expected to be having higher boiling point as well as melting point in comparison to those compounds which do not show, that is, in which hydrogen is not directly attached with highly electronegative atoms, nitrogen, oxygen or fluorine. Let us take some examples. For example, your CH3OH and CH3Cl, these are the two compounds whose boiling point we have to compare. In CH3OH, this oxygen is directly attached with hydrogen, and in this hydrogen is carbon is directly attached with chlorine. If we draw the structure, it will be like this. Now, in this compound, hydrogen is directly attached with oxygen. Therefore, it will show hydrogen bond, and therefore it will have higher boiling point in comparison to CH3Cl. CH3OH contains the functional group OH, that is of alcohol. Therefore, we conclude that alcohols have higher boiling point in comparison to alkyl halide. This is because these have hydrogen bond and no hydrogen bond. Similarly, if this is the alcohol, ethanol, and we compare its boiling point with ethane, we shall find that there is no hydrogen bond in ethane. Therefore, this will have higher boiling point. Hydrogen bond, no hydrogen bond. Similarly, we take another case. This is your CH3, CH2, OH, and this is your CH3, OCH3, which will have a structure so from the formula it first appears that it may have hydrogen atom directly attached with oxygen, and therefore it may have hydrogen bonding, but from this structural formula it is clear that it has carbon oxygen bond, that is no hydrogen bond. This is your ether. So boiling point of this will be higher, that is of alcohol, in comparison to boiling point of ether. Now this was the first case in which one of the compounds is showing hydrogen bonding while the other is not showing. Now if there is such a case that if all the given compounds show hydrogen bond or all of them do not show, then another factor which we consider is van der Waals force of attraction, and that van der Waals force of attraction is related directly or very directly with the molecular mass or size of the molecule. So second case, if all the compounds show hydrogen bond, or all of them do not show, then we consider molecular mass. Now we consider molecular mass or size of molecules. The size of molecule or molecular mass is directly proportional to van der Waals force of attraction. Van der Waals force of attraction and this is directly proportional to boiling point. So greater is the molecular size, greater will be van der Waals force of attraction, and thus higher will be the boiling point. Now consider these two compounds, CH4 and CH3Cl. No hydrogen bond. And if no hydrogen bond, then we shall consider this factor, that is the factor of molecular mass, which will be dependent upon the van der Waals force of attraction. Molecular size is more, therefore van der Waals force of attraction is more, and therefore CH3Cl has higher boiling point than CH4. And CH3Cl belongs to alkyl halide. This belongs to alkane. Therefore, we conclude that alkyl halides have higher boiling point than the corresponding alkanes or the hydrocarbons because of greater molecular size and hence because of greater van der Waals force of attraction. So now we can conclude that alkyl halides have higher boiling point than corresponding hydrocarbons because of greater van der Waals force of attraction force of attraction, which is due to higher molecular mass of alkyl halide. Now on this basis, we can also compare the boiling point of the corresponding alkyl chloride, bromide and iodide also. So if all the alkyl groups are same, then alkyl iodide will have highest boiling point and alkyl chloride will have lowest boiling point because the molecular size or the molecular mass of alkyl iodide will be highest. So among alkyl chloride, bromide and iodide having same alkyl group, this is the condition, having same alkyl group, the decreasing order of boiling point will be your Ri, Rbr and Rcl. That is, alkyl iodide will have highest boiling point, alkyl chloride will have lowest boiling point. Now let us consider the case in which halogen is same, but the alkyl groups have different number of carbon atoms. So in case of different alkyl halides with same halogen atom but different number of carbon atoms in the alkyl groups, In case of alkyl halide having same halogen, but different number of carbon atom, as the number of carbon atom increases, the molecular mass and hence the van der Waals force of attraction increases, and therefore the boiling point increases. Number of carbon atom increases, van der Waals force of attraction increases, force of attraction increases, and therefore boiling point increases. For example, if we take the case of CH3Cl, CH3, CH2Cl, and CH3, CH2, CH2Cl, then the increasing order of boiling point will be this one. Now take one more example. Suppose it is your CH3Cl, CH3CH2Br, CH3 CH2Cl, and then CH3 CH2Cl. Then this bromide will have higher molecular mass in comparison to that of the chloride. And therefore in this case the increasing order of boiling point will be your CH3Cl, CH3CH2Cl, and this will be your CH3CH2Br. This will be your increasing order of boiling point. So these are the two conditions. First condition was comparison of hydrogen bonding. Compound showing hydrogen bonding has higher boiling point in comparison to the compound which does not show. And if hydrogen bonding is present in all the compounds or none of the compounds show hydrogen bonding, then we compare the molecular mass. The compound having greater molecular mass will have greater van der Waals force of attraction, and hence it will have higher boiling point. Now suppose all the compounds have same molecular mass also, and also all of them show hydrogen bonding or all of them do not show hydrogen bonding. So the third case which I am taking is now molecular mass is same, that is number of carbon atoms are same, and also halogens, are functional group, you can say. Second, all of them show or do not show hydrogen bond. Then in this case, we consider the branching of the carbon atom. With increasing branching of the carbon atom, surface area decreases, van der Waals force of attraction decreases, and therefore the boiling point decreases. Now we consider branching of carbon atom. Increasing branching of carbon atom decreases surface area. This decreases van der Waals force of attraction. Van der Waals force of attraction. And this decreases boiling point. And therefore, on this basis, we shall find that among primary, secondary, tertiary alkyl halide, the tertiary alkyl halide will have the lowest boiling point, while the primary alkyl halide will have the highest boiling point, provided the number of carbon atoms and the nature of halogen atom in all the cases remain same. As for example, if you take the case of CH3CH2, CH2Cl, N-butyl chloride, secondary butyl chloride, isobutyl chloride, and tertiary butyl chloride. So the highest boiling point will be of N-butyl, then it will be of secondary butyl, then it will be of isobutyl, and the last will be your tertiary butyl chloride. This is your decreasing order of boiling point. So these are the three factors on the basis of which we compare the boiling point of the organic compound. And if we apply these three factors, we can compare the boiling point of the different family members in any of the organic family. Certain exceptions may be there, and that will be on account of some other factors. Now let us take the case of solubility of organic compounds. Solubility of organic compounds in water. We know that organic compounds are purely covalent in nature, and the covalent compounds are generally insoluble in water. But those organic compounds which have tendency to show hydrogen bond or with themselves or with water, they will be having solubility in water. So organic compounds showing hydrogen bonding or soluble in water and those which do not show are insoluble in water. This is on account of the fact that if the association of the compound with water forming bond releases more energy in comparison to the energy required to break the hydrogen bond in water, then the compound will be soluble in water. And if in the association of the molecule with water, the energy released is less in comparison to the energy absorbed in breaking the hydrogen bond of water, then the compound will be insoluble in water. Now, in case of alkyl halides, some of these are very less soluble in water, or practically we can say that these are insoluble in water. Because the energy required in the association of alkyl halide with water molecule, energy released in the association of alkyl halide with the water molecule is lesser in comparison to the energy required in the breaking of hydrogen bond with water. Now, if the compound is showing hydrogen bonding, then it is expected to be soluble in water. But if there are two or more than two compounds and all of them are showing hydrogen bonding, then how we can compare with the how we can compare the solubility of these compounds in water? With increasing branching, with increasing branching of carbon atom, surface area decreases, hindrance in the formation of hydrogen bond, in the formation of hydrogen bond or in the association with water, with water decreases, and therefore solubility in water increases. So this is the reverse of the boiling point. In case of boiling point comparison, if the branching increases, then the boiling point decreases. But here, if the branching increases, then the solubility in the water increases. So if we take the case of CH3, CH2, CH2OH and propyl alcohol, and CH3, CH, OH, CH3. This has greater branching. Therefore, it will have less hindrance in the formation of hydrogen bond with water, and therefore this will be more soluble in water. So this is more soluble. In water. Further, if in the compounds of the same family, the number of carbon atoms increases, then hydrocarbon part increases, and therefore solubility in water decreases on account of increasing hindrance in the formation of hydrogen bond. So if number of carbon atom in alkyl group increases, hydrocarbon part increases, hindrance in the formation of water, hindrance in the formation of hydrogen bond with water increases, and the solubility in water decreases. So if we compare the solubility of methanol and ethanol in water, we shall find that methanol will be more soluble in water in comparison to ethanol. But if we compare the boiling point of methanol and ethanol, we shall find that the boiling point of ethanol is higher in comparison to the boiling point of methanol. Now let us compare the solubility of alkyl halide with alcohol in water. Alkyl halides insoluble in water, while alcohols, these are soluble in water. You know that the functional group of the alcohol is OH, so it has tendency to form hydrogen bond with water. So we can say in short, this is due to hydrogen bond, and it does not show hydrogen bonding. Now let us compare another property, and that is your dipole moment. Dipole moment. In a covalent molecule, when two dissimilar atoms are joined together, then on account of the difference in the electronegative character, a polarity is developed in the molecule, or two oppositely charged poles are created in the molecule, which we say as dipole. As for example, in case of hydrogen and chlorine, this is a covalent molecule. Two oppositely charged poles are created, with chlorine acquiring partial negative charge and hydrogen acquiring partial positive charge. This is the partial development of the charge because the electron pair forming the two bonds are not completely transferred, but they are diverted towards the more electronegative atom. So this compound has two oppositely charged poles, or we can say that a dipole is present in this molecule. The moment of this dipole is known as dipole moment, and this dipole moment mu is equal to q into d. This q is magnitude of charge, and d is internuclear distance. Internuclear distance between atoms. Unit of this dipole moment is d by E, which we in short represent as d. Now this dipole moment is directly proportional to polarity. And this is directly proportional to electronegative difference between atoms. As for example, HF, HCl, HBr, and HI. This is decreasing order of dipole moment. Now, if the dipole moment is zero, then the molecule will be non-polar, although it may have polar covalent bond. As for example, in case of carbon dioxide molecule, this carbon dioxide molecule has this structure. Its dipole moment is zero. So the molecule is non-polar. Although it has polar covalent bond. This bond is polar, carbon-oxygen bond is polar. Now, if it has polar covalent bond and its dipole moment is zero, then why is it so? This dipole moment is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity, and therefore it has magnitude as well as direction both. Dipole moment is vector quantity, it will have magnitude and direction both. The direction of the dipole is from electropositive to electronegative atom. Electropositive to electronegative atom. Thus, in this case, the direction of the dipoles will be like this. So the two dipoles have equal magnitude, but their directions are opposite to each other. Therefore, they cancel the effect of each other, and that's why the net dipole moment is zero, and hence the dipole moment of carbon dioxide is zero, or it is a non-polar. Now let us compare the dipole moment of alkyl, chloride, bromide, iodide, and fluoride with the different halogen but same alkyl group. Dipole moment of alkyl, chloride, bromide, iodide, and fluoride. With same alkyl group. As I have told you that greater is the electronegative difference, greater will be the polarity, and greater will be the dipole moment. And therefore, on this basis, the alkyl fluoride should have maximum dipole moment. But it is not so. The decreasing order is RCl, RF, RBr, and this is RI. The alkyl chloride, bromide, and alkyl iodide have the expected order, but this alkyl fluoride has unexpected order. This is because due to a smaller size of fluorine atom, which causes a smaller carbon fluorine bond distance, and this is decreased so much that the product of the magnitude of the dipole of the magnitude of the charge and the bond distance becomes smaller in comparison to that of the carbon chlorine bond, and that's why its dipole moment becomes less in comparison to that of alkyl chloride, but it is still greater in comparison to that of the alkyl bromide, alkyl and alkyl iodide. Now let us compare the dipole moment of CH2 double bond CHCl and CH3 CH2Cl. Both contains the same halogen atom, but in one case there is unsaturation, and the other case there is saturation. The dipole moment of this is higher. Why is it so? This carbon is sp3 hybridized state, and this carbon is in sp2 hybridized state. How do you know that the hybridization state of the carbon atom is sp3 or sp2? If a carbon atom forms 4 sigma bond, then it will be in sp3 hybridized state. So this carbon is forming 2 sigma bond with hydrogen, one with chlorine, and the other with this carbon. That is, all the 4 bonds are sigma. That's why it is in sp3 hybridized state. And if a carbon atom forms 3 sigma and 1 pi bond, then it will be in sp2. So here 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma, and this is 1 pi. And if a carbon atom forms 2 sigma and 2 pi bond, then it will be in sp hybridized state. Now here percentage of S character is more. In which case? Here. And percentage of S character is directly proportional to electronegative character. Therefore, sp2 hybridized carbon is more electronegative. Hybridized carbon is more electronegative than sp3 hybridized carbon. And if the electronegative character of the carbon atom is increasing, then carbon chlorine bond becomes less polar. And if carbon chlorine bonds becomes less polar, then its dipole moment will become less. And thus, CCl bond, this is your vinyl chloride, in vinyl chloride is less polar, and thus vinyl chloride has lower dipole moment than ethyl chloride. This is your ethyl chloride. So this was the comparison of the dipole moment on the basis of electronegative difference. Now let us take one more example in which the dipole moment is depending upon the direction of the dipole. That is, let us now compare the dipole moment of the compounds CH3Cl, CH2Cl2, CHCl3 and CCl4. CH3Cl, CH2Cl2, CHCl3 and CCl4. Here one thing should be noted, that chlorine is more electronegative in comparison to that of the carbon, but hydrogen is less electronegative in comparison to that of the carbon. So in case of carbon hydrogen bond, the direction of the dipole will be from hydrogen to carbon, while in case of carbon chlorine bond, the direction of the dipole will be from carbon to chlorine bond. So decreasing order of dipole moment, decreasing order of dipole moment will be your CH3Cl, CH2Cl2, CHCl3 and CCl4. That is, CCl4 will have the lowest dipole moment. Its dipole moment is 0, while it will have highest dipole moment, and this we can decide on the basis of their structure. CH, CH, Cl. The direction of this dipole will be this, 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 all these are adding together, and this will be this. So all the dipoles are adding together. That's why its dipole moment will become maximum. Cl, Cl, H, H, so the CH dipole is being reinforced by the CCl dipole, and that's why its dipole moment will become more. And this is your CHCl3. This dipole will be cancelled by this, and only these two dipoles will be adding together. So only two dipoles are adding together, and here all the four are adding together, and here also four are adding together. That's why it will have maximum. And in case of CCl4, all the dipoles will be cancelling each other, and therefore net dipole moment will be 0. So this is about the dipole moment of the alkyl halides. So this is all about your physical properties of the alkyl halides. And on in my next lecture, I will start the chemical properties of the alkyl halide, that is different types of the reactions shown by the alkyl halide. Thereafter, I will start preparation of aryl halide and their properties, and the comparison of their properties with those of the alkyl halides.